And listen, and that if I could, that brings me to Ahraya. If I could, I want to show y'all something, man. If I could, this is a special treat, man, that I want to show you. This is a vesture. This vesture is no, it's all right. This vesture is 82. Let me see. We in 2022, right?
Yes, sir.
So 82 to 2022. How many years is that?
82 to 2022. You die.
40. Can they see this on camera? No, sorry. I got it. Let me show you this vesture. I'm gonna just give you a briefing on it because I'm gonna wear this vesture in the Passover, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna wear this vesture. This vesture is 40 years old that you see me holding right here. This red vesture, and anybody that knows Chief Head Priest Ahraya, he often wore red. Okay. Now we got news this week. It's not fully confirmed yet, but there's a lot of people from what's the acronym for them? The one, the one in Harlem on Madison.
CJC.
CJC. Mm-hmm. We got a lot of their people calling us up and reporting that Chief Head Priest Ahraya has passed away. Now, I don't know thoroughly whether it's true or not. We don't have direct confirmation because they're not letting that out. But that's here nor there. Their people are letting us know that he's passed. We're still not confirmed. We're working on it. But I had to bring this back for this reason. Because I want to tell you a quick story, and I hope you'll embellish me for a minute to see this story, to hear this story. In 1982, I'm sorry, yeah, 1982. Around 1982, I could be off by a year or two. I was in the Israelite school of UPK as a young student, coming up in the truth. And Chief Head Priest Ahraya was one of the main teachers, specifically on the Sabbath. And one day he said, we're going to load up the vehicles and we're going to go to Brooklyn. At that time, we had been speaking mostly in Harlem or in downtown on 44th and Broadway. He took me down to Brooklyn with a group of other brothers, and we went into the white Jewish area. Now, if you know back then in 1982, anybody from back then knows the Benjamites and the Levites had the majority of the real estate in this area. I believe it's called Crown Heights. Okay, it's Crown Heights. And they had the real estate, but the white Jews had a small section, and they had a synagogue in that section. They still have it to this day. It's one of the main areas in Brooklyn. And Chief Head Priest Ahraya set up a speaking with the signs and everything, and he started blazing right out front of their synagogue. Black people came out, white Jews came out. It was like something you never heard of, and it started getting crazy out there. And he was blazing and blazing. We standing up there with him. I'm young at the time, in my 20s, and the cops came up. Cops pulled up. Whoop, they doing their usual. Y'all got a permit to be out here? Yeah, we got a permit. And the cop then, and I'm standing next to Ahraya because, of course, I'm watching to make sure nothing happened to him. And the cop come back to him and say, listen, man, we really want you. I know you got a permit, but we really want y'all to get out of here. And Ahraya said, man, we speaking the truth. We're going to stay here. And the cop said, listen, man, you don't understand. If we leave here right now, I can't guarantee that you're going to be safe out here. He said, I want you to look across the street over there. And it was a blue van. And he said, I want you to look across the street on this side. And there was another van. He said, you see them vans? He said, these Jews got machine guns in these vans legally. That's what he said. He said, they got their own neighborhood patrol. He said, we leave up out of here, anything can happen to you. I was standing there. What I'm telling you is firsthand knowledge. And the brothers that was there will be able to tell you the same thing. And that day, Ahraya said to that cop, he said, I'm not worried about what they got. I got the Lord with me. We're going to speak this word. And then, just as he turned from the cops, Life magazine, I want to say 1934, Life magazine, at that time, Life magazine was big. If you look at the old Life magazines, they was huge. He opened up a Life magazine. And when he opened up the Life magazine, it had all pictures of us enslaved in Egypt. And the caption said something to the effect of Jews in Egypt. And brother, he opened up that Life magazine before the so-called Jew, and they gasped. They said, oh. Some of them ran into the synagogue and called out other members of the synagogue. I mean, it was a mess in Crown Heights. And brother, as I see them coming out, I'm a young man. I'm looking at Ahraya, and I'm looking at them. And I'm looking at Ahraya, and I'm looking at them. And I don't see no fear in this man. I see no fear at all in him. And they massing and they mad. That ain't true. That ain't true. Even the young kids, teenagers, was asking the Rabbi, is this, you see this? This is Life magazine. Life magazine was highly respected back then. And they were going back and forth. And brother, you know what I mean? It was amazing to see. He stood his ground out and roared on them Edomites about that truth. I mean, he roared on them. Like he made sure that he did not hold back in this time that it was needed. He gave it to them. And brother, it broke them. You should have seen them. It broke them at one point. They just said, let's go inside. Let's go. And they took all the so-called Jews inside. And brother, it was nothing but blacks and Latinos left. And their mouths were hanging over. And I'm looking over at this cat, like, yo, this cat is courageous. And he's dropping it on the brothers. I mean, and they ain't doing nothing. They done moved their people inside. They ain't get out the van. We having a quiet speaking as it's going into the evening. And brother, as it going into the evening, we went on and spoke and we shut down and everything, right? And brother, Chief Head Priest Ahraya came to me afterward. He could tell that I'm looking like, you sure we finna die out here? I don't know if you. He looked at this and he handed me this garment. He took this garment. He was wearing this garment at the time. If you look up his pictures, you'll see this garment. He wore this garment very often. I'm gonna wear it for the Passover in honor of it. Brother, he took this garment off and he handed the garment to me. And he said one of his famous lines. He turned to me, he looked me dead in the eye. He said, Yahanna. I said, sir. He said, take this garment, man. It's a good garment. I said, the water, sir. He said, Yahanna. I said, sir. He said, don't ever stop teaching the truth, even if I do. He said that, brother, I was broken. I knew where I was supposed to be after that. I was broken. I held that ground. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to the brothers in here with me, I held this ground. You know what I'm saying? And these brothers in here, they held this ground too. ISUPK lives, Ahraya. You know what I mean? Rest in power, my brother. We're going to hold this thing down for you, man. You're going to see me rocking this at the past. This garment is 40 years old, okay? And it's still looking damn good. Might need a stitch or two, but it's still looking good. This is going to be part of my Passover garment this year in honor of Chief Head Priest Ahraya, man. So rest in peace, brother. You know what I'm saying? You did an amazing. That was just one of many works. And a lot of you out there, there's some critics out there because you don't understand the scriptures. Listen, without Ahraya, we would not have the 12 tribes breakdown. Without Ahraya and those brothers forging in their day, we would have never had this truth to carry on.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Soldiers fall in many ways. Those of you that's complaining, you already fell.
That's right.
That's why you complaining. That's why you mad.
Right.
That's why you calling him out in a negative way because you fell.
Right.
You understand? Like you could say what you want, but did you fall?
Right.
I could say what I want because I stood and these brothers stood.
Damn right,
so
sir.
Nobody could say nothing, man.
Right.
And I say that the man gave us a gift
Damn right.
that we couldn't get ourselves. He went and did the research and the Lord helped him with it and gave us them 12 tribes and revealed them to us in them scriptures, man. And a lot of people want to tear it down because they really want to tear the UPK down because they really want to end this. A lot of you work for the government out there in them fake groups. You working for governments. You working for other religions. A lot of you is fakes. We done caught cats that's in them other groups that tell the truth with, yeah, well, really, I'm a Muslim. I'm just hanging out here because I got warrants or this and that, or they told me to be up in here or some other nonsense, man, or some other religion, man. Not here in the UPK, man. UPK, we're going to hold down that legacy, man. We're going to hold down that ISUPK. The problem with a lot of you out there is you're not thankful for what the Lord did for you.
Right.
You think you're entitled to some position of power or some other thing. When the Lord gave this truth to us, you understand? We ain't taking credit for this truth. The Lord gave this to us. And this is a gift for all Israel. Now, those of you that don't want to take on that gift, I feel sorry for you. But my father, Chief Head Priest Ahraya, that did this great work for me, I honor him, man, and sit in his seat and do his will.
That's
do the will of our Father in heaven under our King Yahushua.
Damn right, sir.
I'll see y'all next time live on the UPK.
Rise again.
Rise again, brother.
Rise again.
Rise again.
Rise again.
Damn right.